Hey, so in this video, I'm going to be talking about professional MachTen. Um, professional MachTen is basically 4.3 BSD on top of Mach running on classic Mac OS. This is distinct from the later MachTen, such as MachTen 4, which ran on PowerPC processors, but it lacked true virtual or protected memory. Professional MachTen on 68K Max does have that. So first, I'm going to basically tell you how you install it. It's pretty simple. If you have it burned onto a CD, this is the CD, so you can copy this to your hard drive. You copy both the control panels. You'd copy the control panel and both the extensions to the system folder. If you want the man pages, you go to the root on your hard drive and you drag the man folder into user here. These other utilities, I think it's just BB edit. Yep. So they give you BB edit if you want it, I guess. So for the X Windows, there's X11R5, which was like the stable release, and then X11R6. I have X11R6 installed. Basically what you do for either of them is you do the same thing. You drag both of these into that user folder. And what this file is, it's basically just a symlink. So basically the way it's set up is user bin X11 points back to user X11, which then in turn will point to user X11R6 bin. Kind of convoluted, but that's how they had it set up. And then there's also this contributed software. So if you want to install this stuff, basically what you would do is you drag all of it into the root, and then when you're at a console, you can just extract all of them while you're in the root of the file system, and they'll be installed. So you just do like, well, I would recommend extracting bash first and installing that. So then you just get like, or ZSH, then you just get like normal POSIX shell for loops, and then you can just do like just a normal for loop and iterate through all the TGZs and extract them with Zcat and pipe that to tar and extract all of them. But yeah, so once you have it installed, I'm actually on 7.5.5. You can see I only have 20 megabytes of memory there. So I'd also like to say, I think it's really impressive that all this is running on a 68K with like not much RAM, and you could run it on a lower end configuration as well. But yeah, on 7.5.5, it's gonna crash unless you fix something. So what you're gonna have to do is in MachTen controls, you're gonna have to hold down Option on the keyboard and then press General. And then you're going to need to change the multi-finder offset. So by default, it's 0. You're going to need to change it to 1900 for 7.5.5, and then it should work. So some of you are probably thinking, how is this any better than AUX? And also it's on Mach. Isn't it going to be slower? And I don't know. The hypothetical person who thought that, basically this is different in that it doesn't like kind of take over the system like AUX does. So on AUX, you can't have like any init extensions or anything like that. It'll totally break. But on this, basically leaves the system software alone. Besides when it's running. So when it's running, it's not that decoupled. You can still use the system software in the background normally, but if you reboot, that actually initiates a reboot through MachTen. If you shut down, that initiates a shutdown through MachTen, and then only once MachTen is down, then the system will go down. And also, you can't really have two TCP stacks running at the same time. So what it does is you can't initiate a Mac TCP connection before you run it, as far as I know. And basically, it runs its own Mac TCP replacement. Or what I mean to say is all Mac TCP requests will go through MachTen stack instead. Once you've launched MachTen, instead of going through the normal Mac TCP stack. But any Mac TCP application should have no problem just going through it. But anyways, we have it booted. By default, if there's root, that you just need to log in as root, because I'm not sure. There's also user one. I'm not sure what the password of that is, but you can just log in as root with no password, and you can change user one's password if you want. And then it's gonna automatically start WinD, which is like this environment right here. It started with one of the terminals. It obviously, you saw earlier, it has X11. I don't quite have that working. I'm pretty sure the way it's set up, you need networking, but I'm not exactly sure how to get my PPP set up working through MachTen. Documentation is somewhat hard to find, but basically what I've been doing for the network connection on this thing is I don't have an Ethernet card because they're really expensive for these. I want to get one, but I haven't gotten one yet. So what I've been doing is I have this Raspberry Pi set up, and it has a TTY running over the USB serial line, and that's plugged into here. And then I have Mac PPP set up, so it'll log into the Pi and run a Slurp script and get the link established at 57600 baud. MachTen does have PPPD, so theoretically, I think I should be able to get it working, but I haven't looked too much into it yet. But yeah, so we are here at a Unix terminal, a 4.3 BSD terminal to be exact, and so yeah, it automatically mounts whatever's in the CD-ROM as /CD-ROM. Sorry, I'm typing with one hand. So yeah, you can see that MachTen CD is mounted already. And I already copied over these gzip tars with the extra software, so I'll extract those. But yeah, so you can see there's an FTP user. I guess it'll run an FTP daemon, root user with no password, and then user one does have some password by default, but you can just change it as root. So yeah, we have a compiler. It comes with GCC 272, I believe. Yep. And we have what you'd expect. In that contributed software, we have Emacs if you want that. I just use VI. So we can take a look at a file in VI. Yeah, so VI just works normally. You can Shift G for the bottom, colon, you know, it works as you'd expect it to. It's a VI. But to me, it's pretty trippy to see a Unix like this running on top of the normal Mac system software using such little RAM in a virtual machine. I don't know. It's pretty impressive in my opinion. But yeah, so I can show you what I would do to extract all those tars is probably I would extract bash first. So you do like zcat bash. It's kind of annoying. The pipe key is in a different place on here, so I always press the wrong thing. And then you can just extract it like that, and it'll extract bash. So I'll show that. Okay, so that's done. And then run. Then you're in Bash. I think it's like Bash 1 dot something. Pretty ancient Bash, but yeah, then you can just do a standard for loop and extract all of these to install all of them. And then that will just install all of them. But I'm not going to do that right now. So, and now I guess I can show you that once MachTen is started, the shutdown and everything is coupled with macOS. So if I try to restart MachTen, or if I try to restart the Mac, it'll just basically restart the entire. Or if I restart, the Mac like this, you can see it just initiates a MachTen restart. And then once that's done, then it will reboot. And it's the same thing. If I did that through the MachTen console, it would restart the whole Mac. So they're kind of coupled in that way. And then you can see we're just rebooting back into Mac OS. So yeah, if anybody has any suggestions on getting PPP working, that'd be nice. I'm guessing I just need to set up Etsy PPP client with like a working script to initiate Slurp, but I haven't actually looked that much into it yet. But yeah, so there's a little look at MachTen. I basically happened to look on YouTube and saw there was like nothing about MachTen. So I was like, okay, I'll just make a video really quick. So sorry if it's a little off the cuff here. Well, that's because it is. It's just kind of off the top of my head, kind of rambly. So sorry about that, but hopefully you enjoyed a little look at MachTen. I think it's one of the more interesting pieces of software for 68K Macs. I think it's quite a feat. It's really impressive in my opinion. So yeah, thanks for watching.